Hey everyone, welcome to this module. Akshay Rashikran here, and today we'll be learning about how we can set a great vision, mission, and principle. And I'll tell you why it is like so important. Everything starts by having a great mission and vision, and these are the roots which can form a great organization or a great company because pleasures is something for a very short time. We need a great meaning in our purpose, like we should have a great goal. And if it is not motivating the founders and a rally of people, no one will be like willing to work with you, and you won't have the motivation to wake up from your bed and work. And right now in today's training, I'll be showing you profound things, some of the best information in the world. Listen to it carefully with open mindedness. If you don't have a plan, you will become a part of someone else's plan. By falling to plan, you are planning to fail. If you don't know where you are going, you may not get there. And always a plan works out, doesn't matter where you are from. Having a plan is like so important. Prioritizing the task. There'll be always so many things to do, but not all of them will be important. That's why prioritization is very important because eventually less is better and less is better. If you don't prioritize like what task you have to do every single day, like we will get like so many other tasks in our day-to-day life, and we won't come to know which order like we have to organize and what we have to do first, and then what we have to do next, what we have to do next. And focus, if you try to focus on everything, then you focus on nothing. You laser focus on the right things, on a minimum task matters, because only then you can get the results. uh, the must thing to target is to the goal. Like if you can reach your goal, like you will be able to do it. Focus, if you try to focus on everything, then you're focused on nothing. Your laser focus on the right things, on the minimal task matters, because only then you can get the results. Where our focus goes, our energy flows. The must thing to target the goals. Focus and commitment are just for targeting goals that make a real difference. Without quantifiable tracking, how can you know when you have reached the amazing stretch objective? Most people in the world don't know what they'll be achieving this week, next month for the quarterly goal, and they just do the things and they expect different results, like insanity, as the Albert Einstein great said, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Like we have to apply the right strategy at the right time. If you have too many things, you must understand what to prioritize first. If you start with the sand and then the pebbles, the jar will run out of the room for all the rocks. When you start with the rocks and the pebbles and save the sand for the last, sand fills the space between the rocks, everything fits. In other words, the most important things need to get done first. They won't done at all, because humans are bad at planning, remembering, and prioritizing things. Always plan with logic and take data driven things. Never take any action based on logic. You always have to take decisions based on data driven and logic and a strategical approach. All great companies in the world have great vision, mission, and principles. You need to plan your goals with full precision and accuracy. Imagine a rocket, just 1% of the angle is shifted, it won't reach the destination. Imagine the rocket like the NASA in US, like we are launching the rocket. The rocket angle just shifts like 1 degree or 2 degree. The rocket even won't even reach the space or moon or some other planet. It goes to some other place. And that is why it is so important to plan our goal with full accuracy. Even if you get 1% distracted, you will go somewhere and you won't reach the destination you want. You need long term commitment, long term thinking, and asymmetric way of approach. Measure what matters. When you measure everything what matters for your work, then you don't need to work for the things which don't matter for you. Work, and in this way, like you save a lot of time. This is called OKR, objective key results. This is how Google and like successful companies work, working continuously by having the objective in mind, like what exactly we are doing, working continuously by having the objective of key results in mind, what we do and how we do. Google strictly follows this OKR method, and if you really want to build a great company, you must follow objective key results. Every team member, every employee, like your team customers should know exactly what you do, what are your next steps, so that it become crystal clear for everyone. Here's the perfect OKR system. Don't just think about what to do and what no and how to do. Plan what and how to do as well, as we have discussed in the clarity uh, units as well. Plan things monthly, quarterly, instead of just planning annually, which most people plan on the new year day. They think they write down goals, visualize, by the end of February they forget the goals, and they repeat the same goal for the next year. Don't be that person. Don't make things private. Make them public and transparent. Everybody should know what your next goal is. And the great part is when you tell like your spouse, partner, friends, team members, and public, like it'll push you, it'll motivate you, because human do more thing for others than for our own self. The masters in business and in sports and in everything have built the world. When you start to do this, life gets really fun and really rewarding. The way to create your own world is to basically start from macro, big picture view, and basically start by defining the goal that you want 10 years, 20 years, 30 years out or more, and reverse engineer it all the way back to today, to the small micro task that you need to complete in order to make the macro long term goal come true. It's all like breaking down the goals into small chunks and like putting consistency action. It is said people can eat an elephant, or if not even a train, if you can break it into a small chunks, like small pieces. Why can't we just start? Why we need vision, mission, and principles? Vision, mission, and principles, they drive the behavior. Our primary drive in life is not pleasure, but the discovery and pursuit of what we personally find meaningful. We want to know the meaning of our existence, our purpose, and our place on earth. That's really what people are looking for. Only a few people find it, but once you find it, everything changes for you. Here's the big mistake I see a lot of entrepreneurs make. Most entrepreneurs set out solve incremental problems like helping people get results organically with Facebook organic marketing, or like helping people with coaching, consulting. It's great, but if you don't have a strong purpose behind it, like you won't be doing it for a long time. This quest requires no real vision, no principles, no culture. It's not motivating enough for even founders to get out of the bed, let alone rally of army of people to help you see through it. If you look at the major companies which is successful like Google, like billion-dollar organizations, and some of the trillion-dollar companies like Apple, Google, Facebook, Amazon, SpaceX, and Geo, they had very clear vision, mission, and principles. They stick to it, they didn't change them. Really, if you look at the company that it is today, it's growing off the framework and the DNA. Companies without this, they lose their identity with a little bit of growth. As they add more components into the system, it loses its identity. It starts conflicting with itself and start fighting with itself. Then then it starts like self-destructing and it blows up. And that's why it is so important for you and your team to know exactly what you're doing. When all of the people work on the same goal, if the vision is inclined and everybody puts the same effort and action to the one goal, it is much easy to make the goal into a reality. What I learned is the small get small. If your vision is to get a BMW and make it $360,000 a year, you will probably get it, but you won't be driven to go far more. Personal wealth, possession goals, those is short term motivation and no philosophy or principles. I kept setting my sights on small personal wealth and possession goals, but I kept plateauing all the time. I kept getting into the small businesses that didn't really had much meaning or vision behind them. They were basically just vehicles to help enrich myself. That ended up making me some money, but then I was lost all the time and I was always looking for something more. And that's why it is so important to have a very clear vision and a mission and a principle to unlock deeper level of drive within yourself to really find dig deep this fire that's really going to take you to the next level is to attract an army of talent. The vision and mission should be bigger than you. In order for you to make $1 million, first you need to become the person who is worth $1 million. Your vision, mission and principles are the DNA, not just for your personal behavior, but your decisions and motivation, and your entire team's behavior and your entire team's decisions and motivation. Everything that happens in the future will be based off this blueprint. It should be like crystal clear. Everybody, like all the three things should be inclined to like a straight line. When the vision is set properly, the mission is set properly, the principles are set, all the team members values, everyone knows that, and all the people work on the same target, we can make it the best. What I mean by this is most entrepreneurs don't think about the shit. Most entrepreneurs are just thinking about a funnel or a website or an ad or some crap like this. But what you learn is when you get a bit more experienced in business that you need to think mostly about the architecture of the entire organization. What is your culture like as a CEO, coach, or a consultant of your business? Like you have to be the architect, like you have to see from the high level point of view what can motivate my team members. You can't tell them I want to make $1 million, everyone come on work hard, right? You must have a great vision and a mission, and that's how like you'll be able to attract. And what is the Polaris star? The North Star that everybody got their eyes fixated on going towards. If you don't have these things, then your team will just be a bunch of people aiming in different directions and fighting each other. Basically, you will be paying them to self destruct your own company. Conceptional integrity is when everybody is looking at the same goal. Everybody is striving and making progress towards the same goal, and everybody is applying the same framework, concepts, philosophy, vision, mission, and principles in order to achieve the same goal. That is where the power comes in. It can be quite hard to do when you first start thinking about it. So, my recommendation is start with the problem. What is the biggest problem which people see? Like, if you see all great people start with a problem. Elon Musk, like, how did he invent like Tesla or like SpaceX? He just checked out the problem. It was like insane, big enough. The problem was like there were like lot of cars like petrol, diesel, which was running. They were not much good electric cars, and he figured out the problem and he solved it. Just think about it as a future 20 to 30 years from now. What will be the work look like because of that work that you do? That should be your vision. How will world be different like in next 5 years, 10 years? Just imagine the image and the picture of the future. Then what's your vision is just that. It's that vision of the future that should be collapsed into words. And like even you figure out 10 years, like if you're into business, like if you're not in your business, who are the people who will care you the most, right? And if you answer these things, like half of the puzzle is solved. Write down right now itself in your book or diary. Pause the video and write it down. Anticipation is the most important key for your success. In fact, like you can watch the module 10 times, but if you don't take action and if you're simply listening to my voice, like you won't be getting any results. Only when you anticipate, participate, and take massive action, like you'll be getting the results. The boldness and clarity of purpose are directly correlated to success. If you aren't going to think, you may as well think big. Clarity, declutter your mind. Confusion, clarity. Always simplify the things. That's how like you'll be able to reach your goals much faster. Clarity of purpose. The boldness and clarity of purpose are directly correlated to success. If you are going to think, you may as well as think big. It's all like having a plan and strategically applying it in order to reach your goal. And right now I'm just going to show you how exactly you can reach your goals much quicker and faster. Number one most important thing is lot of people tell like you have to plan all the things for the 2021, and you have to do things like this, that, etc. But I will tell you the number one most important thing before you plan for your 2021 is like review your last year. That is the most important and crucial things. And here's the worksheet. uh, you can just come over here and just make a copy, and like you'll be able to make your copy. Now in life is like very simple. Had an ego review. Four great things happened last year. Just write it down. It can be anything. Four great things like you bought a course, like you overcome the fear of making videos, like you read lot of books. It can be anything. What happened last year? Four things. Next, the main struggle I faced this year was, what was the main struggle? You were not having clarity or like niche or team building. You can just write it down. Then, and if you're advising or mentoring someone dealing with the same struggle I have advised them to, what will be that number one advice which you are going to tell others? You can write it down as well. And two things I learned about myself this past year include like investing in yourself, learning from other people's mistakes. It can be anything. And two things I learned about other partners, loved ones, friends, team, customers, etc. include like teamwork makes the dream work, if you ask me, and treat everyone equally, like with good respect. One decision that could have made last year to make me life better or move ahead faster would be like having more mentors and joining super high-end masterminds, and worked really well this year. And why? Having an office, like you can write down whatever it is for you guys. A few of my favorite quotes from books, like winners don't do different things, they do things differently. Stop chasing perfectionism doesn't exist. Start like being shabby, and that's how like you'll be able to reach top. And third thing is understand the frameworks of successful people. Reverse engineer. List what I accomplished. Had clients from 14, 15 different countries, like set records, like creating 7, 6 figure, 5 figure case studies, testimonials. Can just write down whatever you guys have achieved. I'm just telling you example of something so that like it will become much clearer for you to write it down. What I may track for this quarter priorities, what I need like quarterly, what you want to reach. You can just write it down. And what was my life's how was my life last year? How happy was I on a scale 1 to 10? And did I take care of myself, the important people around me? Anything I need to change in going forward? Where was my energy coming from this year? It can be your team, your friends. What was draining your energy? What was killing you? What is giving me energy? What I love doing? All the things. Once after like you have reviewed, then like you have to plan for your new year, like what you want to reach in order for you to succeed. And here is the calendar where you can plot. I have checked out like so many calendars, all the tools, everything. Tools are good, but it makes you like much more confused. Simplicity is the most important thing. That's what I realized. Making things simple instead of overcomplicating all that books like that, yellow pages, all those things are good, but it will be all around the place. And that's what I realized. uh, Clear thinking can reduce less stress, anxiety. More you do, because the more mess it can create. And keeping things simple, focus on the most important things, and like value creating and income generating activity should be your key. And I have figured out this calendar, secret calendar. Over here, you can see the whole 12 months like overview, and I have break it down into three quarters, three quarters, three quarters. Like right now, you can see like goals, where I'll be explaining about like goals, how to set, and like every month has like the things I'll be showing you that. and And now over here, like I will show you how you have to set your goals. This is the best and the profound things which I learned after going to so many events and having so many mentors. You're getting the shortest and the crisp and the best information. Just take massive action. I'm giving you everything what you need in order for you to succeed. Identify your goals. What do you really want? Don't ask like your friend, uncle, or someone. Ask yourself, what do you want to achieve? What is the exact objective you desire? A promotion at work, to take up daily meditation. In order to set achievable goals, you need to have a clear outcome in mind. Something almost magical happens when you have generalized desires and start defining them more precisely through the goal setting. Second step is identifying your purpose, like what you want to achieve in your life. When you want to achieve the goal that will bring you, will that promotion give you the financial freedom you desire? In order to keep your goals, you need to ask the right questions. You seek the real change in your life. If you know what you're moving towards, you'll find the ways to make it happen. Remember, reasons comes first, then the answers. How to set smart goals? Be like super specific. Smart goals, SMART, smart. Having a very specific goal is very important. Don't try to have a goal like making $1 billion or $1 trillion. Like everything is like step by step. First you make your $100, then $1,000, then $10,000, then $100,000. Don't try to aim like too high, and like if you are not able to achieve it, like you will be disappointed. Aiming high is good, but don't try to aim like super high, which is not achievable. Set realistic goals so that it won't paralyze you. I want to make $100,000. It's a great start if you have not made that. If you want to make $100,000 so that I can afford to send my children to college in 5 years, make it easier to visualize, achieve that you want. Um, that puts a reason which will enable you to progress further when things get challenging. And it should be like crystal clear and measurable goal. When it comes to achieving goals, I'll just increase the size so that it becomes easy measurable. When it comes down to achieving goal, tracking your progress is crucial. Setting clear parameters, identifying metrics will allow you to track the progress, know when you have achieved your goal. For example, get better at money, you need a measurable goal. It's unclear what better means here. You need to have a solid metric in mind, have the goal to understand the current spending pattern of receiving all your payments this month, pay off your credit card debt $100 per week, start saving 25% of your income at the end of the year. You now have the benchmark. You need to check your progress on the way to success. That is achievable. If you can't understand, attain your goal, it only frustrates, disheartens you, and slowly destroy your self image and confidence. You're not going to create a $1 billion business or become a world class concert guitarist overnight. Many times, when you're creating big goals, you get too lofty, making them seem impossible. I'm not telling you to set small goals. I'm firm believer in the power of thinking big. Your goal should be absolute limit of what you can achieve, but not beyond that, which leads to the next element. Having like realistic goals, like what is possible for you to achieve so that we can break it down. Make sure that you are setting goals that match up reality. Can Can you realistically become a billionaire in next 5 years? Judging by where you are in your business right now, does this goal fit into your current lifestyle? Because billionaires are like completely different people, and of course you can become, but first you want to make like $1 million and then go to the next step. It's all about, now like example, like billionaires are the extreme people. They are like very very extreme. It comes at the cost of many things. Extreme success is extreme personalities. Extreme personalities are insane work ethics. They are like be obsessed. They are like freaks, misfits, focused to experience the world and unsuccessfully, like there'll be like so many challenging things. Don't pursue something because you want to be great. Pursue something which you can fascinate you, and that's the key. And having a time frame, and having a clear idea of your time frame creates a sense of urgency, and it is imperative for setting and achieving goals. You will be working towards what you want, and like more quickly and more purposefully. Perhaps your goal is that you want to get like 5 clients per week. By implementing a new system, that's a realistic time frame for yourself. Do you know how many hours it will take to build? Some of the goals are going to be short term, like implementing a system to generate 5 clients per week. Others are going to be long term, like building a happy marriage, family for the rest of your life. No matter the goal, long time or short time, it's need to be like timeline. It's not like long time goal, you are going to break it into multiple short time goals. Setting the raw ingredients. Goal setting step 1. Get out a timer on your phone and you yourself 6 minutes to brainstorm a list of things you want to achieve, create, do, and you experience in next 20 years or like 10 years. Write as many things you want to achieve. Like the first thing, like how I've written, like make $100,000 from my new business in 1 year, $300,000 or $1 million, whatever it is. Find a new boyfriend, girlfriend in next 6 months, which is like a personal goal. And all the goals. Save the money to buy a house, want to buy a car, want to buy a MacBook Pro, want to buy an iPhone. You can just write down whatever your goals is. And over here, like we will plot it once after like you have written the goal. Over here, you can just come out and write it over here so that every day you can visualize and know exactly what you're doing. I have broken down goals into like 4 segments: business goals, personal goals, accumulated goals, and health and fitness goal. And right now, we were talking about like the entire goals. Then, goal setting step 2. Now you go back through your list and write 1, 3, 5, 10, 20 years next to each goal to indicate how long will it take to achieve them. Be realistic when assigning time estimates. You have a minute and a half to get it done. So be quick and go with your gut. Like go in order, like what you want to achieve in next 3 months, then 6 months, 9, 12 months, next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. It should be like very realistic. And that's how all great things, like you have to reverse engineer all the things from top to bottom. And goal setting step 3. Now you go back to your list. You add each goal into bucket by writing one of the following categories. You want to bucket the goal as either business, personal, behavior, accumulated wealth, health, and fitness. Review your list. Now in business goal, it can be like as I've written it over here, like make $360,000. It can be anything for you. It can be like $100,000 or $1 million. Like get 8 new clients a month, hiring like a new hire to team members. It can be anything. You just can hiring two people. You can just write it down, and like mm, going to vacations, like personal, like don't watch motivation youtube tv. Don't fall into shiny object thinking the next thing is like the big thing. And 1 hour before you sleep, don't use TV before you sleep. No TV, mobile, accumulated wealth. It is like buying a house, save like $30,000, like want to buy something else. And health and fitness, walk 10,000 steps daily, do 20 minutes meditation, have screen time, and increase like your sleep score, do yoga, meditation, spirituality, all the things, whatever like you want to achieve, you can write it down. And once after like these things are finished, like you have to do it right now. Pause the video and write it down. Once after it is done, goal setting step 5. The power of why. These are the most powerful questions. Ask yourself to think about why you are doing this. Who would care you if you went out of your business tomorrow or stopped doing what you're doing? Who are the people who will care? Is it like your parents, your customers, your team members? Who are that people? Second, would you would the future of the world be any different if you stop doing what you're doing today? How will be the world different? Third, why do you exist? Why does your company exist other than for the purpose of making money? Why do you get out of your bed every morning? And why do you need to make sacrifices for this thing? If you don't sacrifice other things, like your goal will become your sacrifice. Always make sure that remember this one quote: no pain, no gain. Billionaires, millionaires, all the freaks, misfits are the obsessed people who have gone through lot of pains. If you want to achieve success just because without any pains, it will be like very difficult. Of course, by having mentors and coaches, like you can reduce it to a lot of extent, but still you have to make sure that like you love pain. Train your mind. Why should others quit their jobs, relocate, work overtime on the weekend for this thing? Why should anybody care about the work you are doing? Now we are going to define your why. Why do you want to achieve this? Why certain? Why will be a paragraph like 100 to 200 words long. It should be like super clear, like example over here. I was designed to be wealthy, distribute my cash for the betterment of my fellow man in the impactful and beneficial way. Sometimes in life there are going to be challenges and dreams and confront my family, people I care about, my fellow man, and ignorance of wealth and money could limit me from helping them. I was put on this earth to help people. I can only do that by becoming a truly happy, the best version of myself, and establishing a strong relationship, financial base from which I can help them from. A giant network of entrepreneurs that I can help, then the power of ability to help others. You can just write down your why over here in a paragraph. You can take 1 or 2 days like defining it exactly what you have to do. Start with something. Then once after your why is done, now the most important thing is like defining your vision, mission, and principles. Everything starts by having a great vision, mission, and principles. And let's come back to the PPT. Let's see like how the world's best companies design the vision, the mission and principles, and how we can also write it. It's all like reverse engineering and knowing exactly what other successful people have done, and like we also do it because pleasures is not a great meaning. It's only for short term, but you must need a great reason for your work and for the company's culture. Problem is defining buying and receiving products online a slow and painful process. Vision of Amazon is to be Earth's most customer-centric company where customers can find and discover anything they might want to buy online. And mission is to strive to offer your customers the lowest possible prices, the best available selection, and the utmost convenience. And the principles they followed is customer obsession, ownership, intent and simplify and the right a lot higher and develop the best insight on the highest standards, think big, bias, and for action, frugality, vocally self-critical, earn trust to others, dive deep, have backbone, disagree and commit and deliver results. This was the number one focus Amazon had like way back when the company got started until today. They follow the same principles, and that is why it has become the best and biggest companies on the planet Earth. And here's how Amazon got started, and that's how he became so successful. Apple, when Steve Jobs started, like he just saw the problem. Computers are complex, ugly, expensive, not intuitive, and only used by scientists and large corporations. They should be available for everybody. Vision to make a contribution by making tools for the mind that advance humankind. And the mission is to make simple, intuitive, beautiful products anybody can use to learn about and express themselves. And the principles was to make great products, simplify, saying no, collaboration, accessibility, own the entire user experience, innovation, never settle for anything less than excellence. That is how like Apple also became so successful and like bringing the right and the brightest talent in the world by putting this strong constraints and rules and creating a great environment for the organization. And Microsoft, how Bill Gates started. Computers are expensive, complex, and out of the reach of an average person. The vision is to empower every person in every organization on the planet to achieve more. And the mission, a computer on every desk and in every home. Principles they followed was integrity, honesty, openness, personal excellence, constructive and self-criticism, continual self-improvement and a mutual respect. And if we see Google, the world's information is disorganized and was out of the reach. And the vision is to provide access to the world's best information in one click. And the mission was to organize the world's information, make it universally accessible and useful. All great companies took like great problems which there was no solution like 20 years 15 years back, and right now we have the solutions at our fingertips. The more the people you use, the more money we are going to make. Our income is directly proportional to the problem, how big we solve the problem. And the principle is focus on the user, uh, and else will follow. It is best to do more things really well. Fast is better than slow. Democracy on the web works. You don't need to be at the desk to need the answer. You can make money without doing evil. There is always more information out there. The need for information crosses all borders. You can be serious without a suit. Great just isn't good enough. Geo. Geo revolutionized the whole internet and telecom sector in India. Before that, the internet price was like so high, like a middle class person was not able to afford and was not even able to afford like having a phone which is having an internet and like calling facility which was free. Internet and calling was expensive. That is the problem which they found out, and the vision to transform the India with the power of digital revolution to connect everyone and everything everywhere, always at the highest quality and the most affordable price. And that's how they were able to create a customer base of 100 million customers. And Mukesh Ambani became the richest in India, and he's one of the richest in Asia also, by solving the biggest problem coming from a humble backgrounds. And the mission of Geo was to practice highest standards of corporate governance and financially sound company, to be responsible, the cooperative citizen, nurturing human values and concern for society, to improve the lives of local communities in all our projects, to be a partner in nation building and contribute towards India's economic growth. Principles they followed is understanding we must be caring, show respect, compassion, humanity, for our customers, and collectively excellence. We just constantly strive to achieve the highest possible standards in our day to day work and the quality of the products what we provide. And finally, I will even show you the vision mission principle of Real Knowledge Club, what we are following in our organization. The internet is overloaded with so much of information, coaching and consulting industries overcrowded. They don't tell exactly what strategy, mindsets, and the secrets to make money online by following a great foundation. No training shows how to build a business from scratch. All pillars, all segments, what is required at one place to start an online business in the shortest time to reach the goals. They tell what to do, but not how to do exactly, and that is like overwhelming for the people. Vision to help people with the real knowledge, the top 1% knowledge, the shortest and the crisp and the best information where everybody can start their own business from anywhere, from any niche. Start focusing on the client's problem better than anybody else in the world. And it's all about fastest results and 10x less time. Our mission to help anybody start becoming a successful business who have the passion to serve people and help them make a world a better place to live. And the principles what we followed is like student obsession, results oriented, long term thinking. Our client success is our success. Market back backwards, simplicity, less is more. The focus is everything, do less better, question everything and hold nothing sacred in pursuit of truth. Reasons from first principles. Think and act like owner. Authority means nothing. Be all in or go home. I see it every day. I look it at multiple times a day, and it always makes a difference. It starts to get driven into your mind and it becomes something you think about it all the time by default. When you do this, I highly recommend it. In the same way, you just have to write it down like your vision, mission, and principles. Now that you have defined your vision, mission, and principles, now you have a belief system, a physiology and worldview, psychology and worldview, and you also know the problems you are attacking, and you know the futures that you want to create. Now you have got the real purpose, but purpose isn't enough. It has to get executed. It has to get it done in order to come through. People who have just think about things, don't take violent action, never gets the things, and they are delusional. Always having a great plan is like so important. And right now I will show you the worksheet so that like you will be able to fill it out and write it down. And I have put down over here for the define your vision mission. To fulfill it is important to have a range of goals you are trying to achieve in every aspect of life. You should be working on your health and fitness and your behavior, relationship, your business, accumulated wealth. Having a balance of this, you will be able to go for the long term to win in a single aspect of life and achieve fulfillment and happiness. What is your vision? That's what we discussed now. Like you have to look and succeeding what exactly like reverse engineering it. And example, my vision is to help wisest anybody knows in value creation, parenting, relationship, investing, happiness, philanthropy, and investing skills, business success, have enough money to never work again, and manage the investments impacting millions of people, and majority of time spent nurturing relationship that means the most of to me in this place, I mean the most to them. And this philanthropic ventures, this is my um, vision, like as I have explained in detail. And then the mission, how you want to achieve your vision. Your mission statements provides intuition to immediate actions for your goals to transform the education system. We are processing towards the continuous experimenting like transformation. You just can read it and formatting your goals. And here you have to fill it out everything. Your why. Look at your step at like step 6, like what we had written on the above, right? Like what is your why? You can just write it down like your why, like what you want to achieve. In short, like you can write it down, your vision to make your first step, like your goal to reach, like we had written all the steps over here, right? Like what are the first step you have to do in order for you to reach your goals. Then comes the second step, go like small, bit by bit. As I've said, even you can eat an elephant if you can break it down into small pieces. Then you have to understand your mission. What is your mission? Your 3-year goal, what you want to accomplish, your 1-year goal, and the one thing you want to accomplish. And one more quick hack I will tell you: if you really want to succeed, you must have great determination. Think every day is the last day of your life, or like every day tomorrow is your exam, right? When you think like that, put a great targets, and with lot of determination and discipline, if you work, like you will be able to achieve it. Don't fall into any shiny object or trap. Your only goal in life is like writing down what exactly you want to achieve, and I will show you like how you have to plan. Over here, like you can see the whole months, and you can write down the main objectives of the month. Like this month I have to get 8 clients, and you can write down second is like I have to post like every week like 2 posts. If you're creating 4 weeks, 8 posts you have to uh, put on your profile and Facebook groups. And third is like talk to 40 new people in a month, and learn whatever I'm teaching in real knowledge program, consulting every day, 1 to 2 hours, and implement. And if this like take massive action, like you just have to write it down. And how this calendar works is, imagine today is like Friday. You just write down what you want to achieve, like 4 or 5 things. Once after the day, today is like Friday, is just an example, you highlight it using yellow color. Like today's date will be highlighted. Now imagine like tomorrow is like Saturday. The same thing you have to do. Now, as I've said you, like if you want to reach your goal, like it is very simple. You just have to follow the plan. The only way how you will fail is by not implementing the plan. Imagine like tomorrow is like Saturday. Like before, by the end of the day, you will be entering plan tomorrow today night, like 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. before you go to your bed, before offing your laptop. And write down how many things have you accomplished. Like you were able to accomplish these 3 things. Always make sure that you accomplish like almost 80% to 100% of your tasks. Now imagine 3 things you have done, and like tomorrow is Saturday. Now you just make it into gray, so that you come to know the day is gone. Imagine today like you are not able to accomplish, you are not able to talk to 2 people. Now what you are going to do is, on the Saturday you are not able to talk to 2 people. Now you are going to change that, because you didn't do the work and you are postponing it to the next day. And this calendar is going to be like so strong accountable for you. If you don't do any work, it is going to be adding for the next day, next day, next day. Always make sure that like you reach the targets. And once after like Saturday is done, then the Sunday like you'll be going, right? Like Sunday you can take off, right? And then Monday, like that, like you probably will plan it, schedule it, and like implement it. And that's how like you will be able to reach your goals. It is as simple as that. You just have to take massive action and like implement in order for you to get the results. And defining your map. Define your map. Now we know that you want your life look like. Finally take time to start taking deliberate action to achieve what you want. We do that by Asking 1 year goal what you want to refer now, what is that one thing you want to reach in order for you to reach the goals, and write down the four sub goals, like having clients, building your own program, and like building your own community Facebook group, whatever it is, you can write it down and define that sub goals, like break it down that goal into like smaller goals, like smaller chunks, so that it becomes very easy. Like if you want to achieve something, like break it down into five small pieces, so that like you will be able to reach the massive, or like you will be able to reach the massive milestone. And milestone 1 2 3 4, and once after it is done, finally like you will be plotting it out, and I will show you like how you will be able to plot it out as well into the ppt. Now you have defined your vision, mission, and principles. Now you have a belief system, a philosophy, and worldview, and you know the problem you are attacking. You know the future you want to create. Now you have got some real purpose, but purpose isn't enough. It has to be executed, it has to get done in order for it to come through. People who have just think about things, don't take violent action, never get this done, and it's delusional. And law of attraction, a lot of people tell law of attraction, but I will tell you my view and like my research based on law of attraction. Do I believe the law of attraction? I don't believe the law of attraction. The way people think that you can just think about something, hold it in your mind, and it becomes true. That's not true. I tried it and I tried it every now and then, and just for fun. I sat down and thought about something, and it doesn't happen. If I think about something and then hold it in my mind, then take the action, it always happens. It is pretty easy to run out of this split test. I don't take action, just think about it. A, don't take action, and B takes action. Who is going to win? Nothing in life. Just by doing affirmation or visualization, we can achieve it. It's all about like planning it and then execute the plan. Execution is the most important key. I believe in law of action only when you know what we want. Don't get me wrong, thinking about it part and defining it in your mind and envisioning, that's important too. That's just as important as action, because action without purpose and direction is just be used poorly and you go nowhere. You might even go backwards, but that alone is not enough. You need to execute. You want to start by plotting these key events that are happening from bird's eye view. We go down and we break it into small pieces into daily actions. I might have major milestones out there, but daily mm, initiatives, I am generally only planning a maximum of about 15 days out, like what exactly I have to do. Like we can have the top high level view, but we won't come to know exactly. No one knows like exactly 10 years what they'll achieve 20 years, but having a plan and following it will help you to reach that goals much quicker and faster. I would say key milestones and initiatives are going to be plotted 30 days out. Daily actions are only going to be plotted about 7 to 14 days out. The key goals are going to be plotted 12 months out. The vision, well, that's 30 years out, and that's really how it works. Without tracking, you never hit the goal. You have to measure the key performance. It's the same as chess. A lot of people must be knowing how to play the chess. It's one of my favorite games. Goals as chess. Like that's how like you'll be able to reach your goal. With a good example, I'll be telling you. The weeks are like your pawns. Like every week in your life are like pawns. And the month is like a knight. And the quarter is like a queen. And a year is your king. Now you have to reverse engineer. You can't waste like your king. Like when your king dies, the game is done. And second most important is the queen, then knight and the pawn. You can play with your days or like weeks, but not with your months and quarters. Like if you do something with your month and quarter, like your whole goal will be disturbed. Most valuable asset in your business is momentum. Focus on cash flow, stacking the cash. Everything you touch becomes gold. Know your numbers. Basically, you need consistency and reliability. Like if you have great goal and momentum, you'll be able to achieve it. Now typically what I'm doing is I always plan tomorrow today at 10 or 10:30 p.m. at night. I will strike this out, I highlight the next day, I'll plan exactly what has to be done tomorrow, then I write it down in 30 minutes increment what exactly I'm going to do for the next day. Then, when I go for sleep, my subconscious mind is already crunching through it always. Then I wake up, I don't have to spend a single second thinking about what should I do. I know that I need to do. Then, should I do it? That's in the order of prioritization and it should be done. No need for thoughts, only actions because it has to be defined. Luck is residue of good things. Success isn't born, it's made. People don't just become successful billionaire or a millionaire or a trillionaire by accident. Get the future they want. You have to be intentionally and deliberate about it. Think about to the end, collapse it back to today and plan everything meticulously. Don't waste a single minute of any day and get to work. Your today's action will determine your future. Every single action, like a small steps, will help you to reach your goals much faster. And it is all about by implementation and massive execution. And right now we have almost come to the end, and like this is like the pinup like which you'll be using. This pinup like you can take a printout as well, like complete goal map. Print this after completion, like everything what you have learned, like after like you have written down everything in the worksheet. Make make sure that like you stick it to your wall and write it exactly what you want to achieve. Complete goal map, like your why, what do you want to do, why you want to do, and your vision. What is your vision, your mission, my one thing which you want to achieve, and the milestones based on like 4 quarters, like what you want to achieve for the first quarter, then the second quarter, and the third and fourth. And it's all about, you must first identify your goals, but then you must turn that goals into your own irrefutable minimum standards and practice that with daily actions. Always maintain high hygiene standards, like make sure that like you reach your goals again and again. I'm telling, make sure that you plot down everything, like all the things what you want to achieve, like your behavior, accumulated health, and track this. It is not just to see for one day, you have to, you can use it for the whole year. You can write down everything which you want to achieve so that it becomes much easy and simple for you to execute, and you will be able to get massive results. Implementation is the key, and nobody in the world has failed who are implementing these things. This is all like proven and tested things which I personally using from almost like years. And you just have to implement it, and that's how like you will be able to reach. And that's all for now. And thank you guys everyone for watching. Take massive action. See you soon in the next module. Have a great day.